Welcome back. Now that our edit is locked, it's time to bring Nirvana to life with sound design and color grading. So let's get started. In the edit panel, I like to start layering the sound with risers and ambient sounds. Like for the intro, I use this riser to introduce our character. Along with it, appropriate ambient sounds like a night traffic sound adds realism to the scene. After that, I add Foley sounds to the scene like notification sound and the visor shutting sound. Whenever you are working with sound effects, make sure it looks realistic. If it starts sounding over-exaggerated, try using different sounds or try toning it down a little bit. While adding the sounds, make sure your audio levels are set at levels which sounds natural. Then I start adding cinematic whooshes for transitions. Even small sound effects make a huge difference. Like in this case, all the sounds build anticipation. Another trick I do on sound design is I add panning sound effects on the motorcycle passing shots. Which gives it a 3D effect and makes it more immersive. Now let's see the full sound design without the music. Starting with any grade, I always have some inspiration before starting to create a look. You can plan this before shooting or in post-processing itself. A guideline to create a unique look is to look for references which have similar environment to your shot. This makes color matching easier and you don't get unnatural results. Once you have your reference images, I like to place them in the timeline and just check on the waveform and vector scope for the highlights and saturation values. This gives me a reference point for my color grade. While comparing reference frames with your shots, there is no need to create the exact look because not all reference shots will be having the same lighting like your shots, and the camera would also play a role as every camera has different dynamic range and different log profiles. So how much post-processing you can do also changes. Like if I try to match a clip which is shot on A7 IV with a reference frame which is shot on Arri Alexa LF with cinema lenses can never be matched perfectly. So it's better to know the limits of post-processing before you start doing anything. Let's start with our color panel. I did this grade with just 4 nodes and you can get pretty crazy with nodes, but for this edit I like to keep it simple. I create all 4 serial nodes first. I rename them to their respective names. First node will be our correction node, second node will be our conversion node, third node will be our look node, and fourth node will be our tone curves node. Before starting with the basic correction, I will apply a conversion LUT to the node. So whatever corrections you will do on the first node will be after this step. I start correcting the exposure with the gain and gamma in the primaries. Once I am satisfied with it, I start balancing the white balance. While doing this, I try to make everything neutral first. So once all the clips are in a neutral stage, you can start working with the look you want to achieve. On the third node, I do my look adjustments. Either I can make a look on this node, or easy way to do it is use DaVinci Resolve's film look creator, which makes everything so much easier in my opinion. Just go to effects and search for film look creator and apply that effect to the node. Start with the color space override option. Everything here I'll keep as use timeline, except for the output white point I'll use D65, which gives me a great starting point. Next, in the film look option, I'll set the core look to Rochester. Then I tweak settings like contrast, subtractive saturation, richness, and bleach bypass. I'll turn on the vignette if it's off, set it to a desired value. I will also add halation and grains to all of the clips. This node can be applied to all of the clips, except the first node of basic correction will be different for all. In the last node, in the curves panel, I shift the RGB curves separately to add color gradients in the highlights and the midtones. And this completes my cinematic look. And that's how I gave Nirvana its cinematic look. If you found this helpful, drop a comment and let me know which part of the process you liked the most. And don't forget to subscribe for more filmmaking breakdown. See you in the next one. Peace.